Hi everybody, 11th of September, another day in my daily diaries of looking after my wife with Parkinson's and dementia. Again, I'll not be too long, I've only just got in, it's just after 8 o'clock. I got away about 7:30 and she was asleep. She fell asleep after she'd had her tea. Been a strange one today, it's been up and it's been down. I had a good night's sleep though last night and got up. I got to hospital and I got on the ward pretty early, but then I got a bit of a rollicking for getting on early. But like I said, well, somebody's opened the door, let me in. One of the nurses. Anyway, I promised I won't do it tomorrow. Angie had had some of her porridge again. You know, somebody had fed her the porridge. I fed her a dinner, but she didn't have much. She had, I don't know, 25% of her soup, hardly any of a meal again, and only probably half of a custard, just over half of a bowl of custard. That was for the dinner. For the tea, she had maybe half a bowl of soup. Again, not much of a dinner, but probably more than she did at dinner time. Maybe sort of 20% of it, something like that. And half of one of them small tubs of yoghurt. That was for her tea. She had a bit of water though this afternoon. Our lad came over. He got over for, I don't know, about 3-ish, something like that, just maybe 3, just 4. The only time Angie had her eyes open today was for about 20 minutes. And I said, come on Angie, open your eyes, and she just stared at the ceiling. Just a blank stare towards the ceiling, didn't even look at me. And when Wayne came over, I said, Angie, come on, so open your eyes, Wayne's here. She didn't open her eyes, I had to open her eyes for her. But then they just went like that, and she just stared at him. And she kept him open for over 2 hours he was there. And then he went when the tea and the food came round. And she kept him open all that time. He kept talking to her. And she even kept mumbling or moving her lips as though she was trying to say something to him. He had to go up feeding her some of that thickened water. You know, so that was a plus. That was good to see. You know, so yeah, so that was really good. And then he went there because they're not allowed to stay while the food's on the ward. And by the time I'd finished feeding her and then lay her back down, you know, her eyes were gone and she was asleep, and she was properly asleep. She was doing that, you know, that deep breath thing, so she was asleep. So I left her for a bit and then I got off about 7:30, just whispered her, sort of swearing, right, I'm going to nip off like I do and get a shower and something to eat, and I'll come back in a few hours. So yeah, that was the plus side. The downside today was Jackie, the Parkinson's nurse, rung me. She'd finally got the message had got to her. So she said, as far as I know, I've looked at the records. Yeah, the patch is probably better for her, especially while she's in hospital. And yes, we can go forward with it. But then she said, like, what strength of patch is she on? I said, I don't know. I said, just, you know, it's just a patch to me. I presume it's the right strength. She said, well, there's a way of working it out. She said, so I'll finish the phone call now and I'll ring the ward and speak to the ward sister, find out, and I'll ring you back. So next she rings back about 10 minutes after. So I can't get any answer. They're not picking up at all. You know, so maybe I'll try again later. I said, oh, hang on. So remember, Jackie's phoning me on my mobile now. So I shouted Matt, the ward assistant, care assistant, whatever they're called. Matt, I said, where's the ward sister? He said, oh, she'll be. I said, here, take my phone to her. Jackie, our Parkinson's nurse, wants to discuss it. Been trying to get hold of her on the phone on the landline. Anyway, so he took it through. And then, a good 20 minutes. And the nurse come through and said, Mike, is this your phone? So I said, yeah, and just give me it's an empty phone. The call had finished. And then Jackie phoned me back. I said, what a good idea that was. So yeah, she'd managed to get, but you know, you shouldn't have to be doing all that. I mean, the patches are right. She'd gone over with her. You have to add all the strengths up together and minus something or other, and you come up with certain 4 point, whatever it was. So yeah, so the patches that Angie's been put on are the right strength, and yes, we can go afterwards if we want. I can keep her on the patches, which Jackie recommends at the minute. He said because you know she's struggling. What does the salt team say? Well, they're coming back tomorrow. You know, but she's not eating much, and I know Lucy had phoned the Macmillan nurse as well. She'd phoned me just to see how things were, and just to say, well, right, I'll come up, I'll see you on Monday. So she's going to come on the ward and see us on Monday. So then when Jackie had phoned, she said, I've been having a conversation with Lucy earlier. She said she'd phoned you. I said, yeah, because Lucy was asking me about, you know, how she's doing and, you know, what is she booking up, is she chatting and all that. So she's not really, she's just laying in bed. So Jackie said, we think she's giving up. You know, we've seen enough of it. We think she's at the stage where she's fed up. And she's giving up. She said, no, it might be that she's fed up of being in hospital and all prodding and poking. You know, but if that's the case, the only way she's going to get out is by building her strength up. You know, and then get out. Other than that, she's not going to do so. That was a downer. And she said the care package, it's a gold package or something, and it's red, amber and green, or red, yellow and green. If you get a red package, it means like whoever it's been cared for, it's like days. The yellow is like weeks, and the green is, you know, like months or plus. And I've got the green care package at the minute, so that was one, you know, upside to the day, but not really one I wanted to hear. You know what I mean? When somebody said like months, I mean, it could be months and months, you know, or it could just be, I don't know. I'm not going down there in a minute. So yeah, after the conversations had got on, I was just having a bit of a moment to myself, you know, stood at corner, sort of, you know, rubbing Angie's shoulder and that. And one of the Gail, the healthcare assistant, I think she got onto it, so she come over, put her hand on my shoulder. You all right? I said, I'm just having a moment, you know, my Yankee was out type of thing. You know, but there was people on the wall, so she pulled the curtains round. The next thing, he brought me a cup of coffee in. Here, got your cup of coffee. Do you need anything? No, so I'll be all right. I'm just give me 5 or 10 minutes, Gail. I'll be all right. Thanks a lot. And then there's one of the other healthcare assistants on the ward. He's gay. Great fella, but as gay as they come. You know, you can tell the way he walks, the way he talks, the way he acts. You know, he's a really nice fella. Well, he kept bobbing his head in. Mike, are you okay? Can I get you anything? Do you want another cup of tea? I said, I'm not finished this one yet, Matt. I said, no, yeah. Well, let me know if you need anything. Really concerned. You know, so it was nice. It really was nice, you know, because I turned away, I was sort of in the corner, nobody could see, you know, that I had a tear in my eye or nothing. So, you know, but they get onto these things, don't they? So, yeah, so that was nice. So yeah, and then, you know, not long after that, that's when Wayne and his missus turned up. You know, so I'm shattered though. So I'm gonna get a bite to eat now and get my shower. Yeah, and then I've got I don't know, a couple of emails, bloody solicitors they want. I've got the power of attorney. I've got, you know, for Angie's health and wealth. You know, the finances and, you know, health. It's 2 separate ones. So obviously for the house move, you know, I said, well, I don't need to start filling Angie's thinking and getting us a sign and what have you, because it's not as I've got the power of attorney. Well, it's like banging my head against the wall. Right, well, we need to see it, but this firm's based down south somewhere. It was one recommended by our estate agent. And so I'm not sending it. It tells you never, don't, you know, let this go. It's an official document. Well, without it, I said, well, the banks, I can get onto the website and give you an access code, and you can access it online. Anyway, I've checked my emails coming on. No, we still need to see the copy. So they're not having it. So they've said, well, what you need to do then is go to a local solicitors and get a certified copy. Obviously certified by the local solicitors. Get a certified copy and get that sent down to us. But it's absolute nonsense. I really can't get my head around it. I really wish I'd have gone with the local solicitor. It was one recommended by our estate agents, Entwistle Green, and I think because they're a nationwide company, they just use these same solicitors down wherever they are. At least with the local solicitors, if this is the case, and I do have to show them a copy, even though the banks and everybody else don't need it, then you could just walk up the high street and show them, can't you? Go in with it. So I really wish I'd have gone with the local solicitors, but I'm gonna phone a solicitor. But you don't need all this shite while I'm going through what I'm going. And, I just want to move an house and see to my missus. Stop pecking me in head. Right, I'm going. I'm gonna get annoyed, so I want to chill out. Yeah, it's a longer one than I was expecting anyway. It's about 10-11 minutes now, so I'll do another one tomorrow. Hopefully get a bit of good news tomorrow. I know granddaughter's coming over tomorrow afternoon. Well, tomorrow, she just said tomorrow, but I presume it'll be in the afternoon. Because she's not at uni tomorrow, so if I have to do, I'll speak to a local solicitor in the morning, and then if she comes over early enough, I might say I'll just nip out and get this certified copy done. If that's what I have to do, then that's what I nearly said to the listeners, oh, well, stuff it then, I'll get, but I thought, so if I down the line, things have already started, I've paid deposits, not that that's a problem, but, the paper, so it's like going back 3 weeks then, so I just need to get this bit sorted out, whatever way, and then I'll voice my disappointment with the estate agents at some point about recommending these solicitors. Yeah, I've just thought now, so I was going to say then I'd nip out while Cody Lee was over, but the Salt team's coming over and they've got to be a time. I can't not be there when they turn up. Daisy from the Salt team. Right, I'll have to wing it tomorrow. I'll just play it by ear. I'll play it by ear. So, yeah, right. Shut up, Mike, and just get a brew made and something to eat. Make a sandwich or something. Go and get your shower and chill for a bit. And I'll do another one tomorrow, like I said. So again, thanks for listening to me rant and me rumble, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, as usual. You take care now. Bye.